Mitt Romney's prep school classmates, all in independently confirmed stories, or rather in stories that were not discussed with each other, are recalling some pretty disturbing incidents that Mitt Romney was involved in when he was at in 1965, at the very prestigious Cranbrook School, Lewis. I think that that's certainly a place Mr. and Mrs. Motamedi would have loved for you to go.
Perhaps.
Washington Post is reporting about John Lauber, who was a soft-spoken new student 1 year behind Mitt Romney, who was constantly being teased for his presumed homosexuality and nonconformity. We've heard about stories like this in the last few years, leading to suicide in many cases.
Yeah.
Now, he was walking around at the all-boys school. He had bleached blonde hair. He had it draped over one eye. Kind of an alternative look, particularly at that time.
He was way ahead of the curve.
Way ahead of the curve in many ways. Mitt Romney was not having it. Mitt Romney told Matthew Friedemann, his close friend in the Stevens Hall dorm, he can't look like that. That's wrong. Just look at him. And I guess Mitt Romney, according to his friends at the time, was regularly talking about how upset he was by Lauber's alternative lifestyle, or alternative appearance, rather. Are we surprised by this at all so far? Is this making sense to us?
It makes sense.
A few days later, Friedemann entered Stevens Hall at the school's collegiate quad to find Romney marching out of his own room ahead of a prep school posse, shouting about their plan to forcibly cut Lauber's hair. This is flat-out bullying, isn't it?
Sounds like it, yeah.
They pinned him down to the ground, and Lauber started crying, screaming for help, and Mitt Romney repeatedly clipped his hair with a pair of scissors. Now, for people who are saying, hey, this is one person making this claim, the incident was recalled almost identically by 5 students who gave their accounts independently of each other. 4 of them, Friedemann, who's now a dentist, Philip Maxwell, now a lawyer, Thomas Buford, a retired prosecutor, and David Seed, a retired principal, all spoke on the record, one of the 5 speaking off of the record. All of them have differing political affiliations. One of them was a registered independent. One has served as a Republican county chairman. Others lean Democratic. All say the story is the story and politics don't play a role here. Any of us surprised about this, Natan?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we should necessarily use what Romney did 47 years ago to judge him now. It seems like we should be able to, and I think we can, criticize him for his positions, his consistency on his positions, and what he's doing now during his campaign. I don't think we need to look at what he did when he was 17.
We certainly don't need to, but it is...
And I don't think it's really relevant, and I'm sure we could find a lot of people who we would support as candidates who did a lot of dumb things like this when they were kids.
Okay, dumb things like what? Dumb things like when Barack Obama said he smoked marijuana, or dumb things like perceived anti-gay bullying? I mean, Lewis, do you think this is relevant?
No, it's bogus.
You don't buy this?
It's bogus.
Lewis?
It's interesting. I'm not surprised by it. This is something I would have assumed an 18-year-old Mitt Romney would do. But I have to agree more with Natan that in the grand scheme of things, I mean, this is really a joke compared to
the number of jobs that have been lost because of Romney's vulture capitalism.
And his pandering and flip-flopping and inconsistencies.
Maybe a good point. Let's put it to the audience. Is this relevant? Does this tell us something about Mitt Romney's character today and his potential as president? On the bonus show, we'll talk about the world's first floating startup community, disturbing news about the F-22 to follow up on an earlier story, davidpakman.com/May1. Today is the last day on the May membership special. Check it out.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.